Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Marvel Rewind, She-Hulk edition. Thank you for joining us. As always, I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Jake Berlin. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. It's Thursday. Hanging in there.
Fucking hot.
It's not even the worst.
I
It
know.
doesn't get much worse. It's only 100 degrees right now, and on Saturday it's supposed to be 110 degrees. So
No, we get 112 on Monday and Tuesday.
whatever. Well, yeah, but we'll see if it actually reaches those digits. Sometimes it says that, and never actually reaches. But yeah, I'm hanging in there.
I feel you. Volleyball is burning me out. But
Didn't you just start like a week ago?
no, we started this week.
The week's like, oh my god.
20 13-year-old girls. It's a lot. So yeah.
You have no idea, Brian, what I would do to coach baseball again. So please stop complaining.
Oh,
Please stop
I'm fine.
complaining.
I would love to coach anything, but after 20 minutes, they're like, "Okay, we're over it," and I'm like,
Well, that just means they're bored.
well, it's hard when you don't have freaking, my lord, we are getting bombed. It's hard when your school won't let you use the gym. So that's a whole nother story. But that's,
How long I've been telling you to get out of there. Anyway,
I know. But that is far from what we are here to talk about. We're here to talk about She-Hulk episode 3, People versus Emil Blonsky.
Jesus.
I know. God, are we gay bros? Maybe. Who knows? Leave us alone. Jesus. But yeah, like we said, episode 3, She-Hulk. Not the most craziest of all episodes of all time. Entertaining, I will say. This is becoming just a funny little joke now. If you're listening along, our chat is being bombarded with spam right here.
That's 4 straight spam bots.
Yeah. But yeah, the People versus Emil Blonsky. We get our first, true episodes worth of what's it called? Abomination. We've seen him little bit pieces all over the place. This man is fully back in the MCU with Miss Jennifer Walters, representing him in his parole hearing. Before we get into it, Jake, what did you think of the episode?
I liked it a lot.
I
know that the show is all about setting up Jennifer Walters about like a future superhero in the MCU and what we think will be an eventual Avenger. Whether or not that's the case, I'm not sure. But I was always going into the show hoping that they would focus on Jennifer Walters and not She-Hulk. I think I've mentioned this before when it comes to these shows, specifically Miss Marvel. Okay, while I'm talking, Brian, you take care of the spam bots, and while you're talking, I'll take care of the spam bots.
Works for me.
I said this about Miss Marvel, and it continues on with the show. I really am super thankful that they're more focused on Jennifer Walters rather than She-Hulk. And I know that She-Hulk is obviously a big part of it. We get that cool scene at the end where she's like, "Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm actually strong. I'm a badass," and she throws some people around. But they want us to see this character as who she is 90% of the time, and that is Jennifer Walters. Like that, and the great example is when she did the news interview. Jesus, what is going on right now? The news interview on the episode when the anchor said, "Hey, we have She-Hulk here. and she represented Abomination. She goes, no, my client's name is Emil Blonsky and my name is Jennifer Walters. Like, to me, that's like telling us, like, you need to focus on me, not She-Hulk. But I enjoyed it. I thought there were really a lot of fun moments, a lot of cool character moments that some characters' stories are moving a little bit more forward than I expected them to, and I'm glad that they are. I love seeing Wong, of course, always. And yeah, I thought it was a very strong episode. It was very light in the form of action and stuff, but I think there's going to be a time for that. Remember, this show is 9 episodes, right? We're a third of the way through. She is still very much getting the hang of being this character. So I think the time for action and everything will come. I like that they're setting her up and giving her a chance to be Jennifer Walters before they fully unleash the shield. So,
yeah, that's fair.
All right, my turn.
Okay. I completely agree. I think there was some little clues sprinkled in to the greater story that is probably going to be coming throughout this. I'm super into this superhero division of Law. And it is showing also that it doesn't need to be high-profile people with this episode. I mean, it wasn't, in this case, even someone that was, like, of importance. It was literally a light elf in this case. And obviously the big one being Abomination. But it is also, it's not so much like they're defending these people. They are prosecuting people now. That one's cute. Always has Bart Simpson on the thumbnail. But yeah, I mean, because we have, she's defending Abomination, and then we see later someone suing a superhero division person. I don't know what you want to call it. An ability.
You're talking about the new Asgardian, right?
Yeah, the light
elf. I guess the elf. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just assuming you call her some persons with abilities. Let's say
a superhuman.
Sure.
Let's just call him a superhuman.
Superhuman, wherever you want to go. And then
it's my turn, Brian. Stop clicking.
That's just a habit.
Stop clicking. It's me.
Driving me nuts that you're not putting the timeout because it goes away if you do.
Yeah, but you're only timing him out for 5 minutes. I'm blocking them.
Yeah, you block and then time him out because it makes it go away.
Doesn't matter. Same thing.
Anyways, so yeah, I like it. I'm interested to see if there are more cases of this.
There definitely will be.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're going to get something with Matt Murdock, I would assume, in some capacity. Maybe the Wrecking Crew in the future. I don't know. I don't really see all 4 of them. But I don't know. I'm digging.
Was that who we met at the end, by the way?
That was the Wrecking Crew, yeah.
That's what I thought. I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, no. I knew the second.
Bunch of sissies.
Yeah, I knew it was. They're always kind of just the people that get their ass kicked. I forget the name they used, but the second that I heard the name, I went, okay, that is the Wrecking Crew. Yeah. I really am digging the like lawyer stuff. Probably almost kind of the most, like just seeing how that works.
This is bothering me so much.
Thunderball. Thank you, Andy. I knew the second that I said it, someone would catch it. I wanted to say screwball, but I knew that was wrong. But yeah, We finally get to see another version of something off-world. We've met the Dark Elves. Now we see the Light Elves, which we know transform.
Yep.
Well,
Shapeshift.
Yes. There, like we said, there wasn't anything like groundbreaking in this episode. I'm trying to think what. So we obviously.
Well, Wong's a criminal.
Okay, I was gonna say save that one. I was just gonna go for the easy low hanging fruit that Marvel continuously like. They know you're like that. There's trolls, and they're just gonna put you right back in your place. I saw literally someone found the tweet. So they, you know how they like showed the thread like during the episode. Those are literal tweets from someone's account that they took and just replaced, and it was perfection. Can you imagine like
seeing your tweet?
Seeing your tweet and being like, son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time,
I would love it though.
Yeah, but then you would be like a bigot. So, but regardless, I think that was very funny. But we can go straight into Wong. Wong admitted that he basically coerced.
He stole Emil.
Yeah, Abomination to come to the fighting ring, and yeah, go ahead. What'd you think?
No, I mean, I think it's a cool little story that, you know, because we've all been theorizing like, okay, well, why were they together, and why do they seem like they're on good terms, and you know, what are they doing? And of course, just like we talked about, we've all been talking about this and thinking about theories and what it could mean. It doesn't mean anything.
No,
like it literally means nothing. Wong needed a superhuman, legit fighter for this underground fighting ring to prove himself as the supreme sorcerer, and he chose the Abomination, which, I mean, if you're going to choose someone, choose a Hulk lookalike.
Yeah.
And he essentially stole him, and then like he said, Emil Blonsky decided to, you know, go back on his own. He wanted to, which shows that he may be turning the corner. He may be changing and becoming a different person, it seems like. I don't know who said it. I think Gordon might have said it up in the chat. Yeah. His 7 soulmates are way different than we expected. His pen pals. Which is really, really funny. Just a bunch of fangirls, essentially, who want to marry him and have a bunch of Abomination babies. But no, I think that the Wong thing was really funny. I like that he came in and he was super late. I think he was late because of the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. If I had to guess, that's my guess. And then he comes in and he realizes that he said too much, and now he's officially a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
He is a criminal from whatever type of organization is going to be hunting him, which I think is a really funny storyline if it ever ends up coming back. But the bigger piece in all this is that Wong and Jennifer Walters now know each other.
Correct.
Which Wong has, ever since this new phase and new section of Marvel has started, Wong has been the center of it all, right? We saw, and I'm sure eventually, obviously, they would have met because Wong and Banner are good friends, but we saw the Shang-Chi post-credit scene that Wong was dealing with a lot of different things with Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner, and then he seems to have popped up in everything, and I love it. I love that he's like the ultimate cameo now. But the big deal is that they've officially met. They have met, and now she, even though she was going to be, she's 100% on the radar of whatever Wong and everybody else is cooking up. So,
even though multiple times we heard the reporters asking, they're saying she got rejected by the.
I love that one guy that yelled at her, and when she was going in the prison, and he was like, "Is it true that you got is it true that you got denied from the Avengers?"
Yeah.
And then everyone just started running with it, which I love. It's such a news thing, the top headline, if you will. So I loved a lot of those moments in this episode. There were a lot of those. It was definitely that type of episode. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the Wong bit. I think it has much more of an impact than people are realizing. And I would not be surprised if he shows up again.
In what sense do you think it has more of an impact? I'm curious.
Well, I know that so we don't know the exact timeline, but I'm thinking right now both Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home have happened.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. When he was quote unquote late, I think it was the events of not even the events of No Way Home, because he wasn't even technically in the events of No Way Home. Whatever he was doing,
he bounced in No Way Home.
I think when he left No Way Home, those were the events that made him late to the hearing for Emil Blonsky. That's what I'm thinking. Which would put Multiverse of Madness pretty close in timeline to this, or at least coming up. I don't know what happens next and what it means. I think, because we don't really know what the fate of both Wong and Strange is like at the moment, because Wong is technically still Sorcerer Supreme, and he has a major hand in everything. And I do think personally that She-Hulk will make the jump to the movies, Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, etc.
100%.
One or the other. I don't know if both, but maybe one or the other. And I think Wong's going to have a big part in recruiting, like being a part of it. Like, I'm not saying like a main part of the Avengers, but who knows? Maybe he very well could be
until they kill him,
which is definitely possible. Yeah,
definitely possible. He's 100% at some point going to die.
You said that in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, well, I was wrong, but he's not making it past Kang Dynasty. That's for damn sure.
That's a long way away, Brian.
I know that, but I'm tired of guessing each movie that comes out, so I'm shooting far and I'm going for Kang Dynasty because I have no doubt that Doctor Strange will be Sorcerer Supreme by his Secret Wars.
He has to be.
Yeah,
he literally has to be.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, what?
I was gonna say, I think Strange has seen so much death on his side. Maybe they don't need to kill Wong. Maybe Strange does something he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme by doing something. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm just being the positive person on the stream, saying that they don't have to kill everybody. That's all.
Well, the last Sorcerer Supreme, in order to pass the mantle, had to die. So I'm assuming.
I mean, they didn't have to, but she did.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like it was fated for her to die at that moment. So, we were definitely all wrong about the 7 soulmates. He said pen pals, though.
He did say pen pals
in the first,
but I think that's what he was referring to, because Jennifer Walters did say in the episode we don't call them soulmates, we call them pen pals or something.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, it's a fair assumption. He didn't.
I'm so happy that that's the case, because I sent you that rumored Thunderbolts roster that had been floating around, and it was the exact number, and it included Bucky. But I personally don't think Bucky should be a Thunderbolt, in my opinion.
I don't either.
It makes no sense for him to be working with people like Yelena and Zemo. Yeah. It makes no sense.
Zemo would make more sense, but not anyone else.
Not really. Like, after how they ended things, like, he handed Zemo off to the Wakandans.
Yeah, which will be interesting.
Yeah, like, it literally makes no sense that Bucky would be working with the Thunderbolts. He's an Avenger, dude.
No,
he's an Avenger.
And we already know that there's no way he's working with U.S. Agent again.
And even there's another good example. Thank you.
I mean, I think he's more likely to work with Baron Zemo than U.S. Agent. Gio, I see you in the chat. Can't wait for U.S. Agent as much as I can. I mean, what else is there really that you want to hit in this one? I mean, I have one thing, but it's the ending. Is there anything else you really are dying to get at?
No, I mean for the majority of it, it was all the court stuff, which I really like. I like they're focusing on we talked about the lawyer aspect of her, seeing her kind of operate as a lawyer. Yeah, I mean it wasn't really like a hugely storylined episode. I honestly think that was more so. It was an episode more so to get Emil Blonsky out of the way,
100%,
and move on to what's coming. I think there's a good chance Matt Murdock shows up at the end of next episode, not 5. At the end of next episode.
I think you might be right, because I was sitting here thinking after the episode, I was like, okay, you just got Abomination out of the way, you just got Wong out of the way, which was a one and done. Which
Banner is off at the moment.
Banner's gone. You still have the stuff with Titania, which will take a couple episodes.
We've only seen once.
Yeah, which was clearly a later part in the series. But I mean, that could kind of segue into what I wanted to talk about. Clearly, which Andy just kind of hit it, there's someone with some motive here. Very much a la Ant-Man and the Wasp, where there's some...
Walter Goggins' character?
Yeah, where there's someone that wants something...
What if it's the same person?
It could be. It very well could be.
We still don't know who it is.
Exactly. There's someone that has a motive that is not being shown, and in this case, it seems to be that someone wants her blood. I'm assuming to make Hulk armies. I mean,
sure.
I would assume that's the easiest guess, because all these people end up wanting to make armies. Look at Hammer, U.S. military. At some point, they have people wanting to make armies. Before we get into it more, should we bring Mr. Keith Barnes in?
I guess.
Okay. Hi, Keith.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
We are getting absolutely annihilated by spam bots in the chat.
I just noticed that. Oh, God. Wow.
It has not stopped
Okay.
since we started. If you want to keep going, spam bot, go for it. You don't even care anymore.
I mean, I care a little bit because it's really annoying me.
I was going to say, yeah.
Annoying.
It's
Whatever.
Jeez.
What do you think of the episode?
Oh, it's very funny. Very funny. This really is, yeah, thank you, Andy. Yeah, Basha. Yeah, it's just the same meta humor, all the references. I love the it really is like that sitcom style. I'm trying to think of a show that compares to, because like there's just the way some of the jokes land and the way they cut, it's like a joke and they cut to another scene, and I don't know, it's just I can't. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but it's very funny, very, very funny. I love it. That's a great episode. Love it. Love seeing Wong again, which is really good, and get a little hint of, like you, Brian, what you were just talking about, like there's something's going on. I don't know. Yeah, I guess somebody clearly wants her DNA or blood. Or
Gordon brought up an interesting point. What if they brought back? Oh my God! What's his name? He was in The Incredible Hulk. He played the leader.
Ross? Oh, the leader. Oh, that guy. Yeah, right. Who was that? Was what's his name?
What's his name?
Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What
if they brought back Tim Blake Nelson, and he's like fully into like this leader role, in the shadows, and he's been essentially off the grid MIA for a decade. You know, ever since that moment in Incredible Hulk, we saw him essentially Hulk out, and then they never went back to it
ever.
Well, his brain started to.
That's what I'm saying. Like they never touched it ever again. So like, what if this is the moment where you essentially make the Incredible Hulk like a pivotal movie in the MCU going forward? You know,
I mean, it would be, you could. I mean, the leader is not. He's not someone that is like mortally attached at the hip to another character. Like it would make sense if like Dr. Ock started fighting Iron Man.
He's just a villain for any hero for whatever comic. Yeah.
So I mean, if you want, you could like give her that villain as like, here's her big bad. If you want, I mean, I'm sure people are going to be like, that's Hulk's bad guy. And, it's like,
and his biggest thing in that movie is he the only reason he was there is because he was dealing with Banner's blood the entire time, and he had a freaking stockpile of it.
Was he like
wasn't he Mr. Blue?
He a student or something?
He was Mr. Blue, yeah. He
Yeah.
was a professor at I think it was like NYU or something.
Yeah, university something.
Somewhere in there. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
I
forgot all about him. Jake,
I would love. Could you imagine if She-Hulk brought back both Tim Roth and Tim Blake Nelson? Let's go.
Well, I love how, and I think they explained it in last week's episode. But Tim Roth, like he's just going with his regular Tim Roth accent now.
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
Which I think is the perfect. It's better. It's just a better.
Absolutely, yeah. It's great an actor he is. He doesn't do a great American accent, in my opinion. If you watch Reservoir Dogs, his accent comes out a little bit. His regular. No, but he's great. He's really funny. Do you think he's on the level? Do you think he's up to something, or do you think he's?
No, I think he's straight.
You think he's genuinely good guy?
After this episode, I legit think he's straight.
Yeah, seems like it.
Seems like it. I mean, he's got his 8 pen pals.
Yes.
That dude wants abomination babies for sure.
Yeah. Do you think Jeff Goldblum are we going to see him? Do you think we're going to see him? Do you think he's maybe Brian? He's the one that's.
I 100% think there's a chance we see him with Banner.
Yeah.
Probably. I would at least think they're going to show Hulk one more time.
Oh, Hulk coming back to Earth. I'm calling it. I'll put money on it. Hulk is 100% coming back to Earth.
Coming back to Earth? I could see him videoing in and then leaving him off planet so that way you can do Hulk thing.
The reason why I say that is because he was not taken against his will. He went willingly. So who says he can't go willingly again?
I just feel like that's a long trip.
It is, but he's in that badass spacecraft, so who cares?
Right. And the thing about that is because everybody's predicting World War Hulk. Maybe, but
it would not be direct World War because they did that already.
They did Planet Hulk.
Kind of.
They did Planet Hulk. They haven't done World War Hulk.
Kind of, sort of.
They sort of, but like the setup of like we got to get him out of here. Like they haven't necessarily done that. So
I mean, either way, if you're going to adapt either of those two movies, like you're going to have to pick and pull, and not everything is going to be used.
Yeah, they've never.
Which is almost the case for every single thing. I mean, look at Civil War.
It's completely
different, and not even like a fourth of the characters were used. You've got
Age of Ultron is totally different.
Yeah. So I mean,
whatever.
You get you end up getting the core of what it is, which is the story. But
he's going off into space for whatever reason. So you're right. I think Jake's right in the sense he's definitely coming back. I think. I just wonder what's he going to be so angry about? Like that's going to make him come back.
He's going to be Berserker Hulk again. I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
I would like to see Berserker Hulk come back. I'm kind of tired of soft Professor Hulk. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, Hulk's never been a favorite of mine. I've enjoyed him, but he's never gotten, at least in the MCU, to really be the Hulk.
You know what's funny about that is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because we've seen a lot of movies, but we only saw Professor Hulk once in Endgame,
Yeah,
and
then,
we're already tired.
I
We
know,
only saw one.
I think it's not so much Professor Hulk.
The dude saved the galaxy.
I think it's just the fact that he's not being the Hulk. Like that.
Well, he hasn't gotten a chance to be the Hulk yet.
I was gonna say there's nothing terrible happening yet that he needs to tear some people apart.
He's taking pictures at diners and
Right.
handing them tacos. Like he hasn't fought any major threats yet.
Yeah.
And when he did, he had one arm.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
in Endgame, he went into war as Professor Hulk. So I need to see like Hulk smash bodies.
Oh,
I mean, we did get a teeny bit of it in Ragnarok, which
a teeny bit. I think we got a lot of it.
okay, well, compared to everything else, yeah. I
That
mean,
dude was ripping wolves apart. That's the
Yeah.
the most. I mean, you've
He
gotten
punched the big fire demon. He just jumped up.
Surtur.
Oh, Sakaar. Or not Sakaar.
Surtur.
Surtur. Thank you.
He jumped up there. and punched
I
him
mean,
in the face.
The true bits of Hulk that we've seen pretty much comes down to Ragnarok, the Solo movie, and Age of Ultron. That's.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got him in the original Avengers.
Avenger, I have to say.
Oh
Avengers,
yes. Sorry, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was going full Hulk in Avengers. But yeah, this overarching bad guy. Do you think that there is a chance that it is the same one from Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I'll give it a very slim chance.
I would say less.
Oh, whoever the Ant-Man and the Wasp person. That's
Yeah,
right.
like he wanted the tech.
Right.
This guy wants the blood.
Everybody thought that was Sam Rockwell. What's his name? Oh my gosh.
Justin Hammer.
Hammer. Justin
Hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah.
I always thought it was. Shit, I forgot. I had a brain fart.
Maybe it's like a super fan who's trying to create his own versions of the Avengers, right? He wants the Ant-Man serum, wants Hulk's blood. Maybe it's like an incredible situation with what's his name? Oh my god, what's it? Syndrome? Yeah, Syndrome. Yeah.
Well, I just rewatched last weekend or weekend before last or whenever, I don't know, last week or two. I rewatched Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Power Broker, obviously, she's still trying to get her hands on the super soldier serum, and could be her.
What if it's Val?
Yeah, sure. Val.
That's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
It could be Val.
What if we see Julia Louis-Dreyfus pop up at the end of the show?
Sure.
Oh,
Wouldn't
she
surprise me.
100% is going to pop up at some point and probably
Yeah.
just talk to Abomination.
Because
Like-
whoever those guys had, those. He said
It's new Asgardian.
Chitauri weapon or Asgardian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry,
Oh.
Asgardian. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. We have our
So
wrecking crew with Asgardian weapons instead
Well,
of.
Right.
excuse me, new Asgardian construction props is what it was. Yeah.
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 But
They weren't weapons; they were tools.
Which is
I'm-
interesting.
I'm
I
curious.
love the guy, the one with the hard hat. So funny.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that
funny.
was funny.
I'm very curious who it could be because honestly, I walked out of this episode thinking the most like, okay, someone wants her blood. That's kind of a big deal. Like, I mean, do you think at some point by the end of this, someone's going to get it?
No,
Her blood?
Yeah.
no, I don't think
No.
so. I just hope that the show doesn't linger on and make us wait until like episode 7 or something to find out who this person is.
Yeah.
Like some shows wait until like the second to last episode or something to reveal a villain, like the big time villain.
Would
And
you
I know-
be pissed off in the case if that would happen, but it was used in a different show?
Like it set something up.
Yes.
I would be upset at the time, but ultimately after seeing it all play through, I wouldn't. But I would be a little bummed that we went like, let's say 7, 8 episodes of never seeing the figure once, and then all of a sudden the figure popping up, being
Till the
beaten.
post credits of the last episode.
Yeah, like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying like a WandaVision thing where Agatha ended up being the villain, right? She was in the entire show.
Right.
I want to, if whoever this person is, I want to see the person,
see
whether or not that person is revealed to be the villain or not.
Oh,
Like, I just want him to be a part of the show.
Gotcha. Yep.
So
I just had a brain click. What if it's literally the Grandmaster wanting a new Hulk?
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I brought up Jeff Goldblum earlier. That's like, what if it's him?
My brain just put
that would be cool. But
That's the first thing I thought
Yeah.
when they.
I just hope it's not. I hope we find out like episode 6. You know,
because I mean, my thought process just immediately went to maybe he was the one that sent the ship in the beginning. He somehow got the wrecking crew to try to steal the blood. Like the whole entire thing is the overarching of him wanting a new Hulk for his.
it has to be someone that knows. It has to be with someone that knows that it's the blood that makes them turn. Like that's the reason.
So that's the only thing that actually works against Jeff Goldblum because he never knew that Banner was the Hulk.
Yeah, he only met Hulk.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's good.
He only ever met Hulk.
Right.
So that's why I think his name is Samuel Stearns, the leader.
The leader.
Yeah.
That's why he fits because he knows everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
But
better
obviously-
character to know that specific.
Yeah, and obviously there's probably a couple other people that may know as well, like maybe some conversations or some rumblings or something, but it almost feels like it has to be someone that knows that it's the blood that makes it happen. Like that's why it works.
I think people know that though. I think people do
I
know
don't-
that. I think.
But
I think they know.
how would they know that?
Well, I think they know about the Gamma accident, like that created him. Maybe is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume if someone, this is my minimal knowledge of science, like if I was like, oh my God, this person got gamma radiation and now turns into the Hulk, I wouldn't immediately, in my knowledge, be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the blood. I would just assume that they're radioactive skin or whatever.
Well, for one thing, we know this. Granted, this was 8 years ago, so much has changed since then. But I mean, Black Widow released all the information about everyone, Dead Shield and all the everything
At the end of the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Or Civil War. Sorry, Civil War.
No, Winter Soldier. It was Winter Soldier. There was Robert Redford was like
because they couldn't trust them in Civil War.
Yeah. So there's that, but also like I said, rewatching Falcon Winter Soldier, and everything we've seen since Endgame, it seems like everybody knows everything that's happened. Like people know, because I also rewatched Hawkeye too, and like people just know that Natasha is dead, and they don't necessarily know how, but they just know
the
who
only
she
person
is.
they don't know is dead is Steve, right? Or
No, they know Steve is alive.
No,
Or they think Steve is dead, but he's alive.
that's
They
right.
think he's on the moon. People
That's
think Steve's on the moon.
Yeah, they think he's on the moon.
That's fair.
So, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Gordon's a good point. I know you just highlighted one, but could be another Thunderbolt Ross maybe situation. You think?
I think they're going to stay away from that for a little bit.
do you
think so?
do you think that they never recast him?
They shouldn't.
I
I
don't know, man.
what's his face, Jake? That you hate the idea of switching. Crap. The guy that PLD's in love with.
What?
The guy that PLD's in love with. What's
Ed Harris?
Ed Harris. I would not hate Ed Harris.
Somebody did say, yeah, sure.
Jane.
Well, that's a good
I
point.
see-
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Josh Segara just being the bad guy. I mean, it tracks.
Yeah, he was Prometheus in Arrow.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was a good villain. He was actually good.
what's his face? Stephen Amell literally tweeted the first day that he saw him. He's like, "Don't trust this guy." Like immediately.
Well, I mean, he did kill Arrow's ex-girlfriend / ex-wife, so it's kind of a big deal.
Well, I mean, he may be the bad guy for all we know. There's no clear intentioned bad guy at the moment. It may literally just end up being your weekly villain, which would kind of fall in line with the sitcom-y type thing that they're doing.
Sure.
What do you think, Keith?
Yeah, that possibly. Well, do you think it's somebody that we've seen already, or do you think it's?
I think it's more likely to be, if it's someone we've already seen, I think it's more likely to be the leader than anyone else. If not the leader, then it's a new person.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how he would know, but we already know that there's that. I don't know his name or anything, but there's a character coming in that's basically like the wannabe douchebag version of Tony Stark, some young tech head kid. He's basically going to be Mark Zuckerberg in this, and it could be that kid for all we know. Again, how he would know the blood thing, I have no idea. But
let's say Kingpin. What if it's Kingpin? You know Daredevil's coming.
Who? I mean, it very well could be.
So who knows if I mean it could be anyone. Yeah, of course.
Although I will just say, just to throw it out there, that this takes place in Los Angeles.
Sure.
Daredevil is technically on the East Coast.
He's in New York.
So,
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see why they connect, because they are on opposite ends of the country.
Right.
Oh, that's true. I never even in my head put the fact that Daredevil's.
Yeah, she's in Los Angeles, man. She's hanging out in LA.
Yeah, like I knew she was in LA, but like I never put the fact that Daredevil's going.
I think there's a chance
either she's going to New York
that she goes there.
I think it's more likely because everything's.
I think
always
more
in
than
New York.
likely she goes. There's literally no reason. Well, I guess when you bring in the lawyer side of it, there could be a reason, but I think there's more than likely a reason that she goes there as head of the superhuman law division.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think honestly, he could very well come to LA for the same thing.
That's what I was going to say. It could be setting up West Coast Avengers, maybe. Could be if she. Yeah. The fact that she's the head of you just saying that just made that click.
Well, but I don't think he would be a West Coast Avenger.
No,
he might not, but she might be.
She 100% she will be.
I think
her
she is.
White Vision. Ant-Man is a San Francisco guy. Right. Like, it's definitely easy. Like to do a West Coast Avengers with She-Hulk and that, and then Hawkeye. You have whatever on the East Coast, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
U.S. Agent. He's a West Coast Avenger. He's
gonna be a Thunderbolt though.
Yeah.
Now that I'm talking it out, I think there's an even chance that they go to each spot. There's an even chance. Like, I think Matt Murdock could show up in LA just as easily as she could show up in New York. Now that I'm talking about it.
The more that we talk about it, I'm seeing the boss of the law firm being like, "Hey, we have a client in New York. We need you to go."
That's
yeah.
That's like I'm like a 52-48. That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah,
because I mean, like at this time, they're the only superhero division.
Well, and it would make sense for a law firm that big to also have like a LA office and a New York office.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, easily.
So it makes more sense for her to travel rather than small time Hell's Kitchen Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
You know?
Who has his own practice that nobody
Yeah,
like maybe she shows up in New York. Maybe she shows up in New York and she ends up getting in some kerfuffle with some dude on the streets, and Murdoch's like, "Yo, bro, my turf, get out of here."
Yeah.
And then boom, there we go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not in that exact, verbatim wordage, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what it's going to be. We said this is 9 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right.
That's a good point, though. I think he would come to LA just because it's her show. That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now I don't know.
I'm saying I'm 50-50. I'm legitimately 50-50 right now.
Personally,
can't wait to see what.
I think it would be funny.
I hope they meet in like Dallas, Texas, or something.
No.
It literally means nothing.
No. To me, it would be kind of funny if he came to her, and that's why he has a different color suit. He's like, "This is my vacation suit." Like, that's why it's yellow.
No, because I want that to be a suit all the time.
His regular.
You don't want his all red anymore?
No, the all red is amazing, but so I don't know if you two have seen it, but I got spoiled. Thank you, Twitter. So at the end of the official trailer where we have the shot of him that fades out into the Disney Plus logo, we don't get the full shot of him.
It's the yellow.
I saw the full clip.
Yeah.
and him panning up.
Yeah,
If I know what it all looks like,
Yeah, I've seen it.
it is so dope.
Yeah.
It is
pretty
so sick looking. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it might be my favorite.
I like the one he started with, the all black with the
the ninja
black,
one.
yeah, I love that.
My
one.
favorite is
I like season 3 ninja because his hands are like double bandaged and it looks like he has gigantic wrists.
Well, when you wrap your hands for boxing, right? That's how he.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And they're all bloodied and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
this one's my favorite.
I do like that.
That's a good costume. It's a good costume.
Which one is that?
This was season 2.
It might be the Defenders.
Oh, the Defenders.
That might be the Defenders, Brian, because the full red helmet was later.
Yeah.
He had a half red, half black helmet like the first season, maybe 2 seasons we saw him. And then the Defenders, he went basically like almost all red in the upper
ever
part.
look at Daredevil without thinking of Jacob's Halloween costume.
Yeah, I know, right?
Every time.
That was
every
great.
time. It immediately comes to my mind. Before we end it, I get
You guys, I cannot wait to have a Daredevil review show on this channel for 18 weeks. I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's so crazy. 18.
Although I will say this, there's rumors going around about them casting someone for Elektra. You wimps, bring back Elodie Young.
Yeah, man.
Bring back Elodie Young. Don't recast anybody.
I think she has her own show though.
She does. It's called the Maid or something like that. Yeah,
they might have to recast it. She doesn't. But yeah, I know she was awesome.
She was
really great.
Chef's effing kiss as Elektra.
She was so good.
Ridiculous.
I'll be pissed if they recast Bullseye. I like
that guy was great. I agree.
I think they will recast Bullseye.
I think they will too, which is a bummer.
Bullseye's clearly the person that killed Echo's father. I think is my opinion. I think that was Bullseye.
Oh, for sure. I think so too.
Yeah.
Unless Kingpin did it.
Well, they showed a guy in a Ronin costume. But Hawkeye, obviously, Clint was like, "That wasn't me," you know.
Yeah.
So, unless it was, but I don't.
So,
but
just before we end it, am I the only one that is getting a hearty chuckle at these post-credit scenes?
End credit scenes. That was very fun. I actually laughed out loud at that.
I see social media absolutely destroying their hate.
To me, I'm like,
oh, of course they are. It's
We're-
just funny. It's funny. It's a self-referential show.
Here's
It's
my
weird.
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Why is it not funny? Or why is it funny when in the literal movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord starts breaking into a dance-off?
Right.
Why is it funny when Baron Zemo in the middle of the episode just starts having a weird...
Greatest fist bump of all time.
But the second we get a mini post-credit scene of She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion doing a little...
Twerking.
It's hilarious.
It's everyone loses shit.
Did you see the photo that Boss Logic made?
Regardless, it doesn't make sense to me. It's literally just...
Well, so I think...
They point out, they reference all that at the beginning of this episode. All the people complaining about all this.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And I know I have friends that are the same, that think it. If you haven't realized that this show is literally making fun of itself and being dumb, don't watch the show anymore. Because it's going over your head. I was laughing my ass off.
Me too.
At the first post-credit scene of the first episode, laughing my ass off at 6:30 in the morning at this one, and just like her saying, "I will kill for you." And in this case, she is someone that could literally kill someone for her.
Yes.
I thought it was hilarious. That's
me too. I'm with you.
So, Jake.
Well, Jake. Yeah, Jake. Are you about to say something?
No, I was just gonna say that the chatter that I've seen about it is everyone's like famous words now that we're in this whole new like era of Marvel. The words are like basically saying like, Kevin Feige, what are you doing? Or, what has the MCU become? Or give the MCU a budget again, or like all these things about them completely changing what the MCU meant. And those people that are saying those things don't know comic history and don't know how things work with certain characters or like certain arcs where things are restarted. and you have to change things, and characters fit in specific ways, but also storytelling in the sense of wanting to tell a story a specific way. In the sense of She-Hulk is a half-hour sketch show.
Right.
That's what it is, and I don't know if this is the show that you were thinking of, Keith, but every time I watch the show, I get literal New Girl vibes because the very end of each episode of New Girl, it ends and then it goes to credits, and then there's always an end scene after the credits. Every episode there is an end scene after the credits, like after the show ends, that literally means nothing. Like it's just a funny scene that they film.
Family do that?
I was just about to say that. That's good.
I don't watch it, but I'm pretty sure I watched a couple episodes where
so like it's that
does do that.
If you ever end up watching this little channel called Apocalypse Movies that currently has 5 live viewers watching, love you guys, thank you. Just know that She-Hulk is not Captain America: Civil War.
Right.
She-Hulk is not Iron Man. It's not even Doctor Strange, or it's not even Ant-Man. She-Hulk is a half-hour sketch show. Get used to it. She ain't going anywhere. She literally breaks the fourth wall, you guys.
No,
she breaks the fourth wall.
It's a lawyer show. She said it's a lawyer show.
I love when she goes,
you know what I mean.
No.
I love in the episode when she goes, oh, the A and B story coming.
Yeah. That was.
I'm like, I've enjoyed the fourth wall breaks. So, yeah. So that's my rant.
She's gonna get her outfit. I think they showed, right? Don't she get this one with the?
I think that's
so hers is white. It's white, black, and purple, but it's full legged.
Right.
And it's short sleeves.
Okay.
So it's like it's like a full on like jumper almost,
like a track outfit.
I think
it's like a track outfit. Yeah.
Isn't she wearing it when she meets Daredevil? Don't we see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm kind of worried. Which is why I'm a little worried that we might meet him a little later. Because when does she get the suit?
Well, we talked about that. We were trying to guess when he's going to show up. I think, Brian, you said.
I said 5.
You said 5. I think Gio said 7.
Said 5. I think also.
Okay.
I'm on the 5 train, but I think there's a high chance
7 through 9
at the end of next episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he might actually show up sooner because I don't think he's going to be involved in the end fight with stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be. It's very similar to what Daredevil season 2 did. The first 4 episodes were Punisher. The next 4 were Elektra, and then the last however many were the overall story. I think the first couple are Banner and Blonsky, and then the next couple might be Daredevil getting involved, and then after that, it'll be the full story of her kind of wrapping everything up. That's kind of what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Punisher showed up kind of briefly to help, but it was him. It was Daredevil.
Yeah.
At the end of it. And she said, she even in this episode, she said, "Hey, don't forget whose show this is."
Yes, like I do think. I think that I don't know if it's an exact number, but I do think that the show is going to operate almost in 3 parts. First 3 are one story, or kind of like like stories, and it's all going to be one giant story. But there's like 3 different parts to it. Of the
it's going to have a 3-act,
the middle 3. Yeah, it's like a 3-act season, and I do think there's a good chance that the middle act is Daredevil stuff.
All the big stuff. Daredevil.
Yeah, and I think the last act is going to be her versus what is it, Titania? Right?
Oh yeah.
I think that because to me, like as much as I want to see it, I don't want Daredevil in the final fight of her show.
No, I think the final fight needs to be her versus Titania. That's it.
That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. And by the way, Andy, I know I was using the word sketch show, but I was kind of just meaning like a half-hour comedy. Sketch was like the easiest word that I could find in my brain.
Sitcom,
but it's very different. You're right. Yeah. I'm not talking like SNL. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. But yes, you're right. There is a better word for that. Anyway, go ahead.
It's funny. It's funny. The New Girl. That's a good call. Yeah, the New Girl and Brian. Yeah, definitely Modern Family. That right at probably at the same time.
Even WandaVision, a couple episodes, guys.
100%.
Yeah, minus the no, because she does
the Modern Family in one of the episodes, and the Malcolm in the Middle and everything.
Yeah. So yeah. This is great. Whoever's in charge of this, they're doing a great job. They're bringing this to life, like exactly the way I always imagined it. It's great. It's wonderful. I love it.
I'm enjoying it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for our episode 3, Marvel Rewind, People vs. Emil Blonsky. Come back next Thursday when we hit up episode number 4. No title yet. I just looked it up. But yeah. Anyone
Every time they announce somebody is going to be in the MCU, they always show up that week.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, like
every time.
Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah.
Well,
Every
it's
time they
funny.
did John Krasinski, they're like, John Krasinski's working on something in the MCU, and then he's in Doctor Strange that week.
Well, it's funny because she literally says in the episode, this isn't one of those ones where a new character that you cameos every single one, and she was like,
she named off.
it is.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Might have new people. I have a feeling we're going to get a continuation of the Wrecking Ball storyline next episode.
And Kanye West. Kanye West is going to be on one of these episodes.
Please, God, no.
Wait, is that a rumor?
No.
No,
Oh,
please,
thank God.
no.
I was going to say
Starting it now.
that will turn me off quick. But yeah, check back with us next Thursday as we do episode 4 of the Marvel Rewind. Thank you for joining us. As always, we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.